everybody, and welcome to the SModCo Morning Show, broadcasting from the home of the comic book men, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. My name is Ming Chen. Sitting across me, shaking his head in stunned silence.
Wow.
Is Mike
Marc,
Gibson.
you are a porch dick.
Holy
crap.
Dick.
That is, oh, my God.
What did he do?
So
Now,
every time.
why are you so
Every
fired
time
up?
you do that.
Yes.
Every
what do you do? No
time
one
you
can-
play that.
No one can see this
Every
except for me. I got to turn on my camera here. But
There
yeah.
you go. Well, no, they can see it. But Marc
right.
was doing his little
Yes.
fucking Guitar Hero riff.
Yeah. He
You know-
plays
you know?
guitar.
It's kind of like the
Yeah, but
way
it's
I
still-
ease myself in.
No, it's... Dude, that's...
Yeah. It bothers you a little bit.
It's like I'm Brutus and I'm watching Popeye eat the fucking spinach. Like, oh my God.
Oh, I better not sing that. Copyrighted music.
Oh, and Van Halen isn't.
Well, I cut it so you can't hear it. If we talk over it, it's okay.
All right, well, we're talking over
We
it
have
right
to
now.
keep talking
Yeah, I
over
guess-
it.
But Marc is like, he's sitting there doing the Jeff Spicoli, and I'm like,
It was the Jeff
it's a
Spicoli.
face palm, like right there. Epic fail.
It sounds that way.
No, you
my
look
God.
legit, dude.
Well, I can't play Guitar Hero at all.
But you can play guitar.
But I can play it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you've tried to play. Now you're well versed in the guitar. You worked in a guitar factory.
Yeah,
You've built guitars.
Yes, this
You're
is
telling
all
me
true.
you can't play guitar.
I've never tried.
Oh, I bet you could play. I play. It's you know.
It reminds me
You
of
just
that.
hit buttons.
It reminds me of that old game Simon. Am I wrong? Like the memory game, like at least
you
with
don't
the
need,
color
You don't
code.
need memory though.
Oh, no.
You just hit the buttons at the right time. It's all timing.
If you don't need memory, I should be great at
Yeah,
that.
you should be
then.
good. I bet you'd be good at it. You've never picked up a Guitar Hero.
I've
guitar.
never. No, I've never. I mean, I've seen them, but I've never played the game.
We need to get your ass to a Dave & Buster's, dude.
Yeah, or don't they have it down over here yesterday?
They do
Maybe
not.
we could. No, they don't.
They
okay.
do not.
Well, we'll go to Dave and Buster's and
All
we'll
right,
see if
we'll go to Dave and
but wouldn't it
Buster's.
be funny if I just like totally suck at that? I could play
It would be. It would be. I'm sure out there there are videos of like lead guitarists playing Guitar Hero. I haven't seen them, but I just want to see how they fare.
Yeah, it would be funny,
I'm
right?
sure they're out there. Yeah, this song, Hot for Teacher, Van Halen, very relevant right now, actually. Van Halen going back on tour.
That's what you
Mark
said.
Costello.
Actually, Jimmy Kimmel had him on 2 nights in a row. David Lee Roth had David Lee Roth on 2 nights in a row
Okay.
for some bit that he was doing. And oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, David, I don't think he remembers the words to songs, making stuff up.
Really?
He was playing Panama.
He played Panama?
Yeah, right.
He's back.
This is
It's between my legs.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I'm listening to it. I don't really dig those jackasses in the morning. I mean, granted, we're jackasses in the morning.
Okay.
I'm talking about like
What jackass?
drive time radio.
Okay, like,
Yeah, well,
welcome
yeah.
to the morning zoo.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. There's one in this area. Anyone who's in the New York tri-state area
Okay.
knows him well.
Okay.
Scott Shannon. Scott Shannon is one of the most egregious examples of that. The zoo crew kind of mentality.
You're not a fan, Mike?
I'm not a fan.
You're not
Well,
a
you know
fan?
what? I'm a fan of the people he has around him.
Okay.
Not a fan of him because he's got. Well, first off, he looks like a bobblehead.
Okay.
The gentleman looks like an honest-to-God bobblehead.
I've seen. Yeah, I agree.
Bowling ball on a toothpick. I mean, I'm not making fun of the poor guy's looks, but he's been around for like 8,000 years.
That's what I was going to ask you. He has been on for. I mean, I remember being a kid.
Scott and
right?
Todd. Remember
Yeah,
Scott and Todd?
yeah.
And they're not the first ones to ever do it. They did the prank phone calls.
Yes. Okay.
So, which that started on the radio, I think, out in Chicago.
Okay.
But
Well, he was on Z100, the Z Morning Zoo, when I still lived in North Jersey, which would have been in the early 80s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like before 1982, and he was on the Z Morning Zoo back then, and he's still doing it. So, I mean,
well, I mean, he's on the oldie station.
Appropriate.
Which, well, for me, I'm like, what the hell? I am old, but I listen to. It's really weird because this is the most fucked up thing. I don't have a really big commute.
no.
I
not
drive
at
about
all.
8 minutes here.
Not at all.
But I like to listen to Joe Nolan.
Okay.
Joe Nolan on Traffic. And he's very entertaining.
You're still
Really?
listening to terrestrial radio?
I'm actually listening. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I got rid of Sirius XM radio.
Okay, you listen to actual radio like number
I do.
like 102.5 and shit.
It's 101.1.
Ooh.
CBS FM. And Scott Shannon kind of sounds like this. You remember Scott Shannon from the old days with Todd and we were doing the
Why would you do that to yourself? Commercials.
Well,
Sit through fucking commercials.
no, I listen to podcasts when I possibly can.
Although
but you also have to realize I drive a 2000 Saturn.
Sure.
So my options are limited unless I like roll down the window and listen to people scream at me. What the hell are you driving that piece of shit for?
Man, don't you have the you have a tape deck, correct? In a 2000?
No, I have the I've got the disc player. Tape deck's
so-
too expensive.
Okay, so you would skip the tape deck option, so you can't plug that into your iPod or your iPhone. There's no aux in your
No,
car.
don't they have a yeah, there is no aux.
There's no aux in.
So that means you don't have the USB.
And my cigarette glider doesn't really work either,
Okay,
so
so you have no. Yeah, you
Bummer.
truly have no options.
no.
You could be like back when Walt had his Ford what the Contour.
It was, no, it
he
was
had this beat up Ford Contour, and he had no aux in. But he loved his iPod, so he would just plug in his earbuds.
His earbud.
and drive, which is illegal.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
illegal, yeah.
I believe
it's
it's illegal,
very
but he was
illegal.
just like, fuck that.
How do you hear the horn of the other car when you have your headphones on?
That's funny. Like his
Right?
his car would start smoking and shit.
Yeah.
And he would take it in, and they'd be like, "Wow, like when was the last time you changed your oil?" He was like,
What?
What are you talking about? What
Oil.
I have to change the oil." He never maintained his car.
Oh, man.
And that's why his engine would keep blowing up.
But he had his headphones on, so maybe.
Hopefully, he's maintaining his car now. Is that Prius? You kind of have to maintain. It's a hybrid engine. There are, I hope he's putting the right gas in there.
No. Debbie's taking care of that. His wife, his wife will take care of it.
Okay.
Like, listen, you know what? You're not blowing up another car. on
Another
me.
car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I actually blew up a car. I did.
What happened?
I didn't know you had to put oil in the car either.
Really?
How
I
could
was
you not
I was
know that?
18. I was 18
You
years
had-
old.
You had 5 brothers though who drove.
Yeah,
cars.
I only had
one of them had to be.
I only had one of them that was, and he did teach me how to change the oil, and I did.
Sure.
I
Okay.
changed the oil,
Okay.
but I check engine light. I was like, fuck it.
For how long? Well, obviously until it blew up.
Until
but
I threw
how
a rod,
long
yeah.
did it go through a rod?
It
How
did. It
long
threw
did
a
it
rod.
go until how
my
much space
God.
did you have? Like, do you think when you started to think you were having trouble until it puttered out?
A month,
Really?
2
my
weeks,
God.
1 month, something like that.
Yeah, those red lights are no. If you see red, you're dead.
Yeah, check your oil. Check check. Yeah, when it has a little oil can in red. Yeah, I've learned that.
This is why.
So,
This is why you can't have nice things, Mike.
I can now, and that's why I
Do
also
you
have
know
a
to do you
2000.
change your oil every 3,000?
I change my oil every 1,500 miles.
Ooh.
I am very
He's on
good
top
at
of
it. Oh yeah.
Now you're like going at. Now you went from one extreme to the other.
No, actually,
There's no
I'm,
reason to change your oil every 1,500.
yeah, there
miles.
is because my car burns through oil. So yeah,
Oh, you're okay. Right, I forgot you have that.
I have a 2000 Saturn, dude.
2000. 2000. Your car's
2000.
15 years old.
My car, we got it before the towers fell.
Wow.
So yeah,
So
You getting your money's worth? I mean, you can't
hell yeah.
complain. That's a really,
it's a
really.
quality car.
reliability, CD player, and you can't, and it's dent proof.
Hey, listen,
Oh, yeah.
I've ridden in it, and you know what? Comfy ride. It gets us from point A to point B.
Telling you.
Hey, listen, you know what?
That's a stick.
That's all. That's all
Oh,
you need.
that is, yeah. That's what blew my mind. When I first got in and I hadn't been in it with you, I didn't realize that you had a stick. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that. I mean, I know that it's an option, but I didn't know how many people drove
love
sticks
that.
anymore.
Nobody takes that option anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't, right?
The menu. You got a freaking sports package in that Saturn.
It's badass.
I did. I got
it's
some-
cool. But
Hey man,
I got the rally pack,
Hey
man.
man, freaking 2.1 liter engine, bitches. I'm gonna go freaking. I'm going to race wars with this bitch over at.
I'm gonna go mow some fucking lawns.
Mike lives his life a quarter mile at a time.
So literally, because I have to stop and change the oil.
Ride or die, Mike.
did
Ride
you
or
happen
die.
to see a car like his in that Fast Furious movie?
They,
did they have
did
that?
not have any Saturns in
God
Furious
damn,
7.
see, man.
See, now
They
that's
did
what.
not have any Saturns.
That's
in
what it was
Furious
missing.
7.
Yep.
They had, Dodge Challengers. They had, Nissan GTRs. Skyline GTR. They had,
Did they have Skyline GTRs?
They did. They had,
Excellent.
there was a Subaru, WRX in there. Civic Si.
These were all fast cars, man.
These are typically
These are all
cars,
actual cars,
These are
Ming?
cars associated typically with racing and street racing.
Or racism.
Gotcha.
Or racism, like Asians, they call it
Cool.
They call it rice rockets.
Oh, I would never say that. I never
A lot
heard
of
that
Asians
before.
like to customize cars and put NOS, nitrous oxide in there.
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Yeah.
Now that is illegal, isn't it? And to do that,
No, you're allowed to put nitrous.
You are?
I believe that's legal. Yeah, you
I
just can't-
don't think so. I
As
think
long as you don't
that's
break the speed limit.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
well-
controlled substance or some
No,
such?
you can. Let me. I will do my.
Let's check.
not only does my
I think you can buy Why is it controlled? It's like a drug.
Well, I mean, it's
laughing
like,
gas.
well, yeah.
isn't it nitrous oxide? I
Yeah.
mean, so technically you could make your car go faster, and you could suck in the laughing gas as
Yeah.
that would imagine you get like a dual, like kind of like a hose
That'd be
going
awesome.
into the car, and can you imagine?
That'd be awesome.
I could go for some laughing gas right now.
you know,
Yeah, good
that's
luck
the
with
last
that.
thing you need.
Yeah, I know. Well,
That's the last thing.
I think the audience could use some laughing
Yeah, I'm
gas.
sure they
the
could.
listeners,
Yeah, right.
please.
Like, oh God,
Again,
these guys. Yeah, well, you tuned in, so it's all your fault. Don't do that anymore. Now I'm losing ears.
Yeah, aren't these whipped cream things? No, nitrous oxide's legal.
Well,
there's nitrous oxide tabs for beer.
Right.
There's the little canisters for the
Yeah.
whipped cream and shit.
You used to be able to buy the little canisters at like Williams Sonoma
Whippets,
for
yeah.
making whipped cream. Yeah, and that's what the
Whippets.
young kids were doing for Whippits. I remember.
Demi Moore went to rehab for Whippets.
Are you? I mean, how does that happen? I mean,
It's bullshit because
Right.
she went for something much, much worse. Just didn't want to, hey, I'm going probably
right.
for,
something else, and that was the cover.
pig testicles or something. Like she eats babies or something. I don't know. I'm addicted to eating babies.
I had a buddy who we used to work at an ice rink. I'm not going to say where, but years
Over in
and years
Shrewsbury?
ago, we used to stop and we would get some whipped cream cans
Okay.
before we went, and we would suck the gas out of
So
them.
Ready Whip.
Yeah, whatever, Ready Whip or whatever yeah, I guess that's
No,
it.
not Ready. Ready Whip comes in that tub that you get out of the freezer. There's no like spraying.
Oh no, there's Cool Whip. Is
All right, okay, Cool Whip is in.
No, Ready
Right.
Whip's in the canister.
All right, good enough.
So
I'd rather get the Cool Whip and just try to get the.
try to suck the gas out of that.
Hey, oh wow, that's awesome. It takes a little longer.
Well, I'd imagine. We used to pick it up just as a little larf before we would go in, and it didn't really last that long. So, problem was that one night we went in and we had bought maybe 10 cans and, sucking the gas out of it
Okay.
as kids do,
Right.
real young at the time. And we went back in, and my buddy started to suck the gas out of the cans in the aisle at
Okay.
the store.
Right.
And, the manager had come over, and right as he was about to say, you guys are going to have to pay for all of those
Right.
cans. My buddy, I guess, got lightheaded. He fell back into one of those candy displays,
Right.
the Brox. He used to be able to put a penny in,
Yeah.
right? He used to be able to put a penny in and take the candy
Yeah, candy
out.
machines, yeah.
He falls into this, knocks the whole goddamn thing all over the floor, and
that's
the manager comes down. He's laying in it. Now, when you're on that laughing gas, you really have no idea what's happening
Right.
around you.
Okay.
And he's like swimming in this sea of caramel, Brox, and then
urine because he lost control of his bowels. I'm sure.
And then I hear this guy yelling, and you hear this sound when you're on the nitrous, and it's like wah 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 wah. And the next thing I see is like real close. I'm reading butter and ingredients, and I realized that I had fallen over into the butter display. So I'm laying in the butter display, and he's in the Brox display.
Oh, God.
And bottom.
Clean up on aisle 10.
That's
Clean up on aisle 10.
Clean up these two assholes in aisle 10.
We have two motherfucking morons in aisle 10 sucking nitrous, and they have fucked up the displays. So
And they made us pay for the nitrous. I couldn't believe
Someone
it.
to call
I was
the
like,
cops.
Yeah. True story.
And the freaking candy too, man.
I know.
You pay for the candy too.
The whole display. And I don't know if you remember those things, guys, but they were like an octopus. They had it was tin, and there was like 8 little barrels around it, and it was just filled with all like the peppermint. And,
Yeah.
man, it was like somebody broke open the biggest piñata. It was just, they
like
were
Brox.
everywhere. Yeah.
It's like Mr. Brox just took a
Right.
dump right in the middle.
You got a freaking root beer barrel up your ass, like you fell on that.
Good times. Those are the tender times.
Yes. Oh, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to anyone listening to us. Our friends over at Rook Coffee I've gone in for coffee, and they've mentioned that, hey, we listen to your podcast. Pretty funny.
That's
So,
awesome.
Oh, pretty cool.
Big
That
plug
is.
to
As a
our
matter of
friends at
fact, they
Rook Coffee.
stopped by yesterday and dropped off a couple of free rooks. after you had left to go to your Fast and Furious.
Oh,
thing.
free coffees? You got
Yes.
free iced coffee?
Yeah, I don't drink coffee after 2:00
Why?
because it gives me the jitters and I don't go to
You
sleep.
get the shits? If you drink after 2?
Different type of
You're like a
jitter.
fucking...
different kind of jitter, man. Hate to tell
Yeah.
you.
You're like a freaking...
Around here, we call it the shakes, man.
What are you, a freaking mugwai? Like, I can't... No coffee after 2?
Dude, I'm like 80 years old, and
Okay.
anything that disrupts my sleep cycle, you young whippersnappers.
Wow.
Seriously, it will mess with my sleep cycle, so I don't dick with it. I am not Rob Bruce, and I cannot sleep standing up or upside down, hanging from a branch.
One eye open.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, there's a reason why he sleeps with one eye open.
All right, I'm just making sure.
But yeah, big thanks to Rook, right, Ming? I mean,
it's
that's
always cool when you meet people in the real world who listen to these things.
Sure,
Because it's just fun.
Actually, it's one of the best things. And Brian Johnson and I don't agree on many things, but this is one. Whenever someone comes up and says, "Hey, listen, I sell comics for this morning show," or "Tell him Steve Dave," has meant a lot to me. You've helped me through some rough times. It means a lot. And, even a little bit more than the TV show. Like, hey, I like your podcast more than, hey, I like your TV show.
Right.
Which I think is kind of cool.
it's very cool. It's very cool. I mean,
Cause this stuff predates the TV show. So.
oh, is that? Yeah, okay. I was wondering what you meant, but I guess the sincerity comes through no matter what. And you're right. When you hear somebody say, and I just want to touch on that, when they say it helped me.
Yeah.
Through that. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. We had some dude who,
I don't know if we're helping anybody here.
Well,
We ain't helping nobody. That's cool.
we're trying.
We're not helping anybody.
yeah, I'm sticking my hand out and people just smacking it away.
Yeah,
Get
no,
that
no.
fucking
Tell
out of
Steve,
my
that,
face.
Brian in particular, their podcast helps people because they're like, wow, man, someone's got it worse than I do.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Well, we're something to aspire to. Brian's something to stay away from.
Yeah.
Just cautionary tales.
Yeah,
There's,
exactly.
Yeah. Hey, any kids out there want to become a podcast legend like Mike Zapsik? Well, keep trying. You may never reach.
Keep
his
trying.
level,
Yeah,
but you could get close.
You could probably surpass me in an hour and a half.
You can get close, and that's all we ask for. That's all you can ask for out of yourself.
You know what? It is kind of true, though, as far as them saying that and I'm going to go real quick, but when I had my accident, and you guys know when I was in that coma for those 3 weeks,
Yes.
when I was coming out of the coma, there was a show on right before Opie and Anthony.
It was called I Sell Comics.
It was called I Sell Comics, and you know what? I would not have made it through without it. Ron and Fez.
Yes.
Really, really good show, and I really, really dug it a lot. And when I was coming out of my coma, my family was bringing tapes in, and they were playing it for me.
Yeah.
And, I'd start to giggle, and I'd start to get it back a little bit. So much so that I sent something I wouldn't have normally done. I sent an email to Ron Bennington, never thinking that he'd get it,
Right.
nothing like that. And it was, the reason why I bring it up is because it looked like the email I sent was very similar to the emails that I see come in, like we were just
Sure.
talking about, saying, you helped me through a rough time or
Yeah.
something like that. And I said to Ron, I said, you know what? I told him the whole story. And I said, you guys really, really made me feel better. And he wrote back and he said, you know what?
That's
Thank
cool.
you. That really means a lot. So I've kind of been on both sides of that.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get
don't
it.
know if we talked about this to the audience here. You were in a coma.
Yes, I was.
What happened? How did you? What happened?
It was raining and I was going up a flight of stairs and I slipped and I fell backwards and I fractured my skull and I put a tear in the right front lobe of my brain. And, when I fractured my skull, I'd also aspirated, which means that, you vomit and then you breathe it into your lungs.
Right.
So you suffocate. You're
Okay.
like you're drowning is what it is.
Yes.
And, I had to be taken to the hospital and I had a tracheotomy and I had 2 chest tubes.
Yeah. Who
And-
found you?
Oh, I was with my wife at the time. We were walking in at the same time.
Okay.
And I was behind her and, I had just lost my footing and slipped backwards. And then it was about a 10-foot drop though.
Yeah. So you went down,
I went, yeah.
like down the stairs, like. boom,
Yeah,
boom,
no,
boom.
I fell backwards and when my head hit the concrete, it was, like I said, it was a 10-foot drop. My wife said it sounded like a shotgun going off and it was just like
shit.
boom. And, I remember some of it from when that happened, the actual accident part. But then I remember a lot of it from being in the coma, which was the bad thing because, you could hear what the doctors are saying.
Right.
and
No.
what
What was that like being in a coma? Like that's crazy.
you know what? It's really crazy indeed because
What do you remember?
I remember too much. I remember a lot. And they always say that, you're in a coma, it's like a good rest. It's like a sleep. It is nothing like that at all. I was able to hear what the doctors were saying and the nurses. And what they'd also done was they had put me on some type of medicine that was making me kind of like paralyzed so that I wouldn't move. They had to keep my blood pressure under control.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we would have an instance upon where I would be coming in and out, but the doctors and nurses would be going over my charts and talking, and I was able to hear what they were saying, and it was
you
grim.
were aware.
Yeah. And Ming, they say that you might not be aware of what's going on, but I could tell you first person that you absolutely, well, in my case, I was totally aware. And the thing that scared the shit out of me was there was one night that I was literally, I guess, as close as I was going to get to knocking on heaven's door, and I heard the nurse and the doctor say to the priest, "Father, you better give this kid a double blessing because I don't think he's going to see the morning." And I heard them say that.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I'm still in here. Don't give up on me.
Right.
Don't give up on me. And it was,
Like, yo, what the fuck, man?
yeah, it was harrowing. It was
Bring
also,
out your dead.
it was also really,
Bring out your
really,
dead.
So you were. I mean, did you feel? You felt trapped then, basically.
you feel as if you are
Like in
absolutely
a dark
trapped.
room where
Remember the movie The Serpent and the Rainbow? When there's a scene in that where
Yes, don't bury me. I'm not dead.
There it is. And I kept having that come over and over in my head. And I kept just saying, I'm in here, guys. Don't give up on me. Please don't give up on me. But there's no way. I can't speak.
No.
I have my throat's cut.
Right.
And I have the breathing, apparatus in there. So I can't, and I can't move my arms.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to have any type of contact with them except what's in my own head. And yeah, it's hell, man. It's living hell to not be able to express yourself and to think that they're going to pull the plug on you.
Yeah.
And to not be able to say, don't do it. I'm in here. I'm in here. A new level of frustration.
So
to say the
how
least.
did you come out of it? Do you remember that part?
Yeah. What happened was it was about 20 days into it. And, luckily my kidneys started functioning again and my blood pressure had come back down. So I was able to start to wake up. And I remember waking up slowly and, slowly coming to it. But it was, after being out for that many days, your muscles, you go through atrophy where you just, you lose all of your,
20 days, yeah.
You can't do anything. You can't walk. You can't, move your hands. You can't do anything like that. So I remember coming out of it, but it was a very, very slow process for about the first 72 hours. Everything's in a fog and a haze. Cause you have to remember, it's not just the coma. There's also a tear in my brain.
Sure.
There's a skull fracture.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with a serious concussion and all this other stuff on top of that. I had also had a couple of surgeries during this whole thing. So
Sex change.
but I hear it looks good. So
Yeah, seriously. Congratulations on becoming a woman.
yeah,
The beard kind of throws everything off, but
I know you didn't.
That's
ask
why they
for-
call it a
I know
beard.
you didn't ask for. I know it was elective surgery, but it was. I don't know why you put that in your living will, but, but I mean, that's
everybody's got their thing, Ming.
So, what was the recovery like?
well, I think I'm in some way I'm still doing it. It's the recovery. The hardest part was like having to walk again, having to get your feet under you and getting your just really relearning how to do. Like, here's an example.
Okay.
I had to reteach myself how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Almost from the beginning. Now it came back after I started to do it.
Right.
But you lose so much. You lose so much. And I remember the doctors saying to my family before I'd come out of it, they said, well, he might be off. We don't know. There could be, there could be some problems more so than I had to begin with. But also the, sense of taste could be gone.
Right.
Sense of smell could be gone. A lot of different, things that could have gone wrong, but knock on wood.
So,
I was
was there
very,
any
very
long-term
lucky.
damage?
Well, I mean, not really. Outside of,
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's all right.
I'm probably dopier than I was before, if that's possible.
I don't attribute that. To
Yeah,
you
right.
at all, actually.
So I just want to know.
I didn't know you before, but
How did it feel to wake up and have Christopher Walken play you in the movie?
Right, exactly. The dead zone. Yeah, how did it feel? Let me tell you, I do, in all honesty, that's, I talk to you guys about it. That's why I'm always in a good mood.
Yes.
I'm always happy to be here.
You're freaking could have went.
I thought it was a drug, but that's just
way
me.
worse.
It was so close that's why every day is really is.
You didn't. Did you have any visions? Did you see light? Did you see St. Peter?
You want the truth?
Did you see? I mean, what did you see?
Breaking news, everybody.
Anything, yes.
I have breaking news. Robert Bruce, Detective Fields is stopping by, so you can talk to him for me. From Rob Bruce, because I played an April Fool's joke on him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What
I
was
said
your
people
joke?
are cruising by his house,
Oh, no.
checking it out. And he's like, oh. He may ask for urine sample, so give him Marcos.
Wait.
Oh,
Rewind a
Jesus.
little bit. All
my
right,
urine.
rewind a little bit. It is April 1st. We are
Yes.
working on April Fool's Day.
Well,
so,
we are working on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
So
you decided to play a joke on Rob?
I played a joke on Rob.
Okay,
yeah.
and what's the setup here?
Setup is somebody was cruising by his house because Rob is deathly afraid of people breaking into his house.
But why would you know that? You're here.
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. It's the setup. So I said,
And
yeah, people
you
cruising by
texted
your
this
house.
to him or you
I
called
did.
him?
I texted him and he's like, oh my God, I called the cops. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
He called the.
And he's like, hey, April Fool's to me. So I'm like, okay.
Did he really call the cops, or
He might. I don't know.
It back
If we hear a knock on the door.
all right.
Because that's what the Red Bank Police need. They need their time to be wasted by Robert Bruce.
Well, actually, it's the Red Bank Police. So.
Yeah, that's what they need. Their time to be wasted.
Oy, oy.
Idiots phoning in false
Phony phone calls.
phony phone calls. So so did you see anything that would lead you to believe that there may be an afterlife?
Listen, I don't want to persuade or I don't even want to. Everybody's entitled.
Sure.
No.
No. You didn't see
there was
anything?
no. To be honest with you, I was very disappointed. There was nothing.
Okay.
There was absolutely.
You didn't see
nothing.
70 virgins. You didn't see.
I didn't see. Listen, I would have been no. To be honest with you, and that was the most disappointing thing. And my family's very religious, and when I got out of it, they were like, "What was there?" And I said, "Guys, it's everything you remember from before you were born. Nothing."
Oh, okay.
So live for the moment. That's what That's what I'm saying.
Live for the moment.
Yeah, because there's no guarantees of what's going to be waiting for us.
All right. I mean, you could have been an award-winning author or award bestseller author. There was a kid that wrote a book.
Yes.
About he died and he claimed he went to heaven.
Yes, I know about
he
this.
He talked to people and all that, and then he recanted after they sold 3 million copies. He recanted and said none of it happened. Now,
April Fool.
yeah, well, except it wasn't April. Now you would think maybe they could have fact checked or maybe
Something, right?
Just made sure that he really did see he wasn't making it all up. And their first indication that he may have been making it all up, his last name is Malarkey. No joke.
Really?
Oh, cha-cha-cha, it's Malarkey.
Oh,
Not
man.
even kidding.
I do remember that story, though, Ming. And that was bullshit?
Yes, the book is called Heaven is for Real, a little boy's astounding story of his trip to heaven and back.
Oh.
Written by...
They made a movie out of it.
Right?
They made a movie? Written by his name is Colton Malarkey.
Colton Malarkey, that should have been your first guess.
But I know he did do the talk show. I mean, he did the Ellen and the other. I mean, he was
hanging
in the
out with
news for a
Balloon Boy,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, he was in the news for a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Jeez, if I would have known that, I definitely would have come up
Or no,
with some
actually,
better
his name is Alex Malarkey. His father's name Kevin Malarkey. Now, I mean, what more do you need?
No, the clues are all there for you.
What more than do you need?
That is, that's it. You know
I'm
what?
sorry. No, wait. That was another book. I'm sorry. The bullshit book. The other book's apparently true. The bullshit book is called Boy Who Came Back. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, The Boy Who Came Back from Heaven. By Alex Malarkey and his father, Kevin Malarkey.
So now I wonder, if there is a God, if you believe or whatnot. Now, is this guy's in serious trouble, though, if he lied like that, this kid.
I don't know what the repercussions are.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's done is done. He's rolling. He's still collecting the checks.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, now this other book, Heaven's for a Little Boy's Astounding Trip is to Heaven and Back. I don't, that's this one. His last name is not Malarkey.
No.
So,
Yeah, Heavens for Little. Oh, my God. You're just asking for
I don't
trouble
even
with
want to know a book that's called Heavens.
okay, well,
All dogs go to heaven.
There
That's
you go.
not a true story.
I'm just,
Because that would be horrible.
I'm just saying.
All dogs go to heaven, Ming.
I'm just saying.
It's true. It's a truism.
All right. Now, back to Van Halen. You're looking at the tour dates. This is the David Lee Roth Van Halen. The lineup is David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, and Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, yes.
Who's Eddie's son.
Yes, yeah. I was telling you earlier.
By Valerie.
And he plays what?
He plays bass.
He plays bass.
Yeah, he took over Mike Anthony's gig, and I don't know how. I feel bad for Mike because he was kind of just ushered right out. And what an incredibly awkward situation to be in.
What happened?
Well, when you have Alex and Edward, and then you have their son and nephew, and it's just like they're really making it into a family band. I mean, Can you imagine what poor Mike? Just getting forced out. I don't know all the particulars. Okay. This happened way
Isn't
after
that the one you were telling me, where it's like, hey, shut up, you got a jacuzzi out of it. Or something
yeah. That was back in the day.
Oh, was that they were just telling him to take his money and shut up?
Well, no. Back in the day, there was like some kind of there was just some bullshit story when they were talking, and there was an interview, and they had asked Edward what Mike Anthony contributed to the latest album, and he answered. He said, "I don't know what he contributed, but I know he got a portion of pool out of it."
Oh, okay.
So it was like,
say, man, not all of us do all these things for money.
Well, that's the thing,
but money's a bonus.
I feel bad only because Mike really didn't have he had no say in this. He was, from what I've read, he was just like forced out, and they bring the kid in, which I guess
it's like, what the hell, man?
I know. And this guy put in some serious time. Think about it. This guy was in the band for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And to have the kid come in, I don't know. I mean, is he a better or worse musician? I don't really think that's what we're talking about.
So nepotism,
a little nepotism.
Rears ugly head yet again.
Yeah. But I guess with this tour, hey, listen, they're still trying. I haven't seen this band live in a very, very long time. It seems like they're playing smaller venues.
Yeah,
a little bit.
They'll be in our local PNC Bank Art Center in Holmdel, New Jersey, August 9th.
What do you figure that place holds now, Ming?
About 5.
It's an outdoor arena. I would guess 5 to 8. I guess I'm very bad with crowd numbers. I can't estimate, but when we were there for Kiss, as you saw,
right?
Def Leppard opened. It was packed. They sold it out.
Right.
Looked like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, Def Leppard was the opening act for Kiss.
They were.
Tour.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Let's get.
Used to be headliners themselves, right?
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, huge headliners.
Right. Back in the '80s, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And still up there in my book. My very first CD, my very first compact disc, Def Leppard Hysteria.
Big album.
Pretty much a solid album from beginning to end.
Yeah. Is that the one that it was Pyromania? Is that the one that had what was the big song? Photograph.
Photograph, yeah.
Right. Is this the album after that?
The album after
okay.
Pyromania.
Sure, I do remember. That was huge, man. That had Pour Some Sugar on Me, huh?
It did, yes.
Yeah.
Arguably their biggest hit.
I would imagine that was their biggest album, right?
It had to be.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
Pyromania a close second.
Wow. Yeah, that brings me back. Jeez. But yeah, I listen, I have, and I don't mean this from a bad standpoint, but I have no interest in going back and seeing Van Halen anymore. They're just,
really?
Yeah. You can never go home, but I've seen some stuff on YouTube and, just not my cup of tea.
I'll
leave it at that.
I've never seen them live.
Oh.
I remember there was when I was in high school, I think OU812 had come out, and I remember the day after, like a bunch of kids waltzed in with the tour T-shirt.
Really? Oh, okay.
Talk about it. And when I was in high school, I had no transportation. There's no chance my parents were going to let me go to see a concert when I was 14, 15.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't do that when you were younger? You didn't go to
not in high school.
Not in high school.
No, there's no way my mom would like drop me off at the local arena.
Let you go for the night.
I'll pick you up in 2.5 hours.
That album came out in 1988. How old were you in 1988?
I was 14.
You were 14. Okay,
Yes.
so
right, freshman in high school.
Yeah.
A little young, but I mean, nowadays I have a kid. Parents are way more lax, I believe.
No, I don't think so.
No,
absolutely not. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, actually, these days it's like, you would go with your kid.
Yeah.
Well,
back then, like my parents would have.
Your parents had no interest. My father didn't go anywhere with me. For God's sake,
I would rather not go because I wouldn't want to sit next to my dad. I mean, I did, but my dad was a little
your
different
dad was
circumstance.
Your dad was sort of in.
But can you imagine?
Your dad was cooler than you were.
Still is.
He still is. I remember my friend. My friend went to see Poison was his first concert.
Okay.
His mom was like, "Listen, you can go, but I'm coming with you. Take it or leave it." And he's like, "Well, shoot, I'll take it. I'd rather go." And they went, and she had to endure that. But there was some dude trying to hit on him. It was great. He's like, "Hey, baby, like this is the sound system's really great, huh?" She's like, "Get out of here."
That was his pickup line. Sound system's really great.
Yeah, I was like, "Man, this sounds really great, huh?" Yeah,
I got to use that.
I thought that was funny. Yeah. Yeah, I would never go with my mom to a.
What was the big arena, or where would you have gone?
I grew up in South Bend, Indiana. The big arena was called it was on the campus of Notre Dame University.
Okay.
It's called the JCCC. I can't remember what the frickin' J stood for though. Like the Jackson.
All right, and that was an arena, or
It was the biggest arena. It held, I don't know, I want to say maybe 10 to 15,000.
Okay.
So you grew up in Indiana.
I did.
How do you feel about this whole
The gay thing?
kerfluffle?
I think it's absolutely asinine.
I know. Is this the stupidest thing ever?
Yes, I don't know how these things, like in this day and age, how give the people some backstory.
All right, I'm sorry, folks. For those of you living under a fucking rock, basically, Indiana's governor signed into law in a private ceremony. By the way, private ceremony. The Religious Freedom Act. Is that what it's called?
Religious Freedom Law.
Religious Freedom Law, which allows you to discriminate against people because they're gay, lesbian. Maybe does it say that you can discriminate against Jewish people too?
No,
if you happen to be Christian?
No, it does not.
But wouldn't that allow you to anyway?
I believe it does, yes. But there,
talk about a slippery slope right here.
It looks like it's aimed more toward discriminating against homosexuals.
Yeah, well, guess what? And I'm sure that that's what it's aimed towards.
Yes.
But it's gonna be used for a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And this is, to me, this is not what America's about.
No, not at all. And
this is disgusting.
Indiana is going through a lot of backlash right now. There's something, there's a convention, big convention.
Yeah.
That's usually held in Indiana by, it's like a gaming convention, started by Gary Gygax, a guy who invented D&D. They are pulling out because of this, and a lot of people are following suit.
Okay, I say we don't go to any place we're not going
to Indiana?
No.
Okay.
Not that we've been invited.
All right, you are writing off the whole state of Indiana.
Well, here's absolutely
strike.
To be honest with you, absolutely. I think that we should not spend dime one in Indiana.
Okay.
Until this law is repealed, and honestly, get rid of that jackass of a governor.
Sure.
Because that's tantamount to political suicide.
Yeah. Okay.
It's stupid. I mean, I don't know if he has aspirations to hire
Listen
offices.
up, Indiana. The comic book men will not be attending any conventions in Indiana.
Screw that. We're going to spread the word, Indiana.
Any economic impact you feel from that, until you repeal this stupid law, we will be boycotting the state
seriously.
Of Indiana.
To hell with that.
We're not even going to drive through Indiana. How about that? We'll go.
No, it's a flyover.
Don't even fly over.
We'll go around Indiana into Kentucky.
I will ask when
where they are gay friendly.
Yeah,
and we will go around, even though it's going to take an extra 12 hours.
All right, that's fine.
Screw you and Highway 80/90. So.
Are you guys ever disappointed, shocked, or whatever? What is your opinion? I am disappointed. As we get older, I had always hoped that our generation, or people that were our age, the views would have changed and become at least evolved into something compassionate, or at least some type of evolution. And it seems that has not happened.
Mainly because the old people are still in power.
Right.
I mean, they're still at least 3/4 of a generation ahead of us. Those guys are still the ones that are holding the power.
Okay.
This governor, he's in his 60s, I'm sure.
Right.
He looked like that dude from Mad Men, the white-haired guy.
But all of these guys that were baby boomers and sold all of this bill of goods about, especially the baby boomers. And do you think that it will catch up and that there will be some type of progress?
I hope so, but I think that the human heart is such a fickle thing,
right?
But it's also so predictable because everybody wants what everybody wants, and you know what? I think it's for you to be like a backward ass country fuck about who somebody loves is so stupid.
Oh well, you and I I know
we've mentioned
we have,
before.
But it's just like it seems that at some point you would think that the beliefs or the it would evolve, and it just seems that once these guys are in the club, they revert to.
Yeah, once they get the power, it's more along the lines of, hey, you know what? I suppose maybe that's what the American political structure does to people. It's like, hey, you know what? You're welcome to us.
Yeah, like once you're
It's
in,
us versus them.
you'll bend the rules, or you'll change your own moral compass or whatever it is, because now you're in. And
Well, for the same thing that I mean, if you take a look at like congressmen's benefits,
Right.
as opposed to veterans' benefits, the vets who actually need this shit,
Right.
and the congressmen who are lining their pockets, things have not changed since Rome. Since the actual Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You know what? There was something that Plato had written.
Right.
The Senate sucks, they're only out for their constituency, in as much as they can get political power for themselves. And, you're reading this, you're like, wow, it sounds just like today.
Right.
Exactly like today.
Isn't that crazy?
That's written 2,000 years ago. You're like, son of a bitch. But I guess that's just human nature. And I would like to think that humans can rise above it. But
it ain't looking that way.
History's pretty
luck,
much
dude.
shown that it can't. And I never wanted to run for political office, but I hope that James Murray from the great state of New York actually gets elected to Congress.
You know what? I think that would be a good thing too.
James Murray for Congress.
James Murray.
James
for
Murray.
Congress.
Practical Jokers. James Murray for Congress. Everybody.
IJ.
Yes. Speaking
James
of the Practical Jokers, just a public thank you to Quinn and Sal. They graciously extended me an invite to their Furious 7 advanced.
Oh, really?
That's very nice.
Yes.
How was it?
It was possibly the most fun I've ever had at a movie.
Really?
And he's gone to see The Room with me.
Wow.
Yeah. That was,
Jeez.
oh God, they're neck and neck. It's seeing The Room with
No,
a
it's
bunch
okay.
of people and seeing Furious 7. Both movies ridiculous in their own right. We'll put it that way.
One in a good way, one in a, well.
Yeah, no, I was digging through my storage unit today. I found my original DVD of Fast and the Furious. Now, if anybody who's seen the first one, it's about the exciting world of illegal street racing. And Paul Walker plays an FBI agent trying to catch street racers. A group who may be also hijacking trucks.
Ooh.
Falls in with Vin Diesel and his crew and blah
that's-
blah blah. Pretty straightforward. Now they're driving off cliffs and they're parachuting off airplanes.
Oh, man.
In their cars. The cars are parachuting off the airplanes. Yeah, now it's a little more far-fetched.
Yeah, I saw somebody on the tweeter, and they said that in this movie, the only way they could have outdone it is if like a car had hit a plane and then the plane hit a building. Like they just had all of these like far-fetched like.
Your spoilers.
Oh, was that real? I don't know. I didn't even know. Is it
Spoiler
really?
dude.
Oh,
Spoiler
fine,
alert!
listen.
Oh my God!
I
You don't need to go see it anymore.
yeah, forget it.
need
Forget
to go
it.
see it
I'm embarrassed to admit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them.
But when the first one came out, I had
I
a
never will.
couple nice sports cars. So I was not into that world, but I could have been. But I'm Asian, so it's in the blood to go and buy.
Dude,
when you're
you
young.
pull that card out a lot.
Yeah, what is it with
It's
that?
in the blood.
It's in the blood, though. I'm saying if you look at most of the people out there doing illegal street racing or customizing their cars, maybe not even racing.
Right.
A large percentage of them are Asian or in the Asian part of the Asian race.
I like to think they have good taste, Ming. That's the way
I agree with you.
you like?
I
See?
agree with you. We as a people, in general, we take something that's been invented and we make it better.
And you perfect it.
And we make it better.
Why not? Why not?
Add a little nitrous oxide here. Put a big, huge spoiler on it, because what is it called? The downforce.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. There's something called downforce. If you put a spoiler on it, you reduce the downforce.
Am I crazy to think that people invest almost as much money as the car
Sometimes more,
costs?
many times,
Yeah,
many times
even
more.
more.
Right?
Many
Seriously?
times more. Yes.
Because I see some of these cars and I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus, the rims, the
Yep.
spoiler,
Oh, God. Rims are very expensive.
and I've heard they crack too. Like
They do.
oh, man,
If you do not, you could crack one parallel parking. It's that simple.
Real? Oh, God.
Your rims could one rim can run into the thousands.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mark.
I'm sorry. I'm not hep to that, but I know that I've seen them on some of the cars. And they do look
rims
expensive.
rims are more or less a cosmetic upgrade. That once you get to the engine, it's all over. You can change out the headers.
Oh.
You can put in a cold air intake.
Well,
You can put sway bars and change out the bushings and all kinds of shit, dude. You can change out the exhaust.
That's what kind of got me giggling because I know that some of these cars, and hey, listen, I'm
Some
not here
people
to
rip
judge.
out the back seat, make a reduced cut weight in the car so it goes faster.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, I mean, you can race legally. You can go to some racetrack to open it up where you can go, you pay a fee, and you race a quarter mile against someone else. Anywhere else wants to race against you.
Right. I've heard of that. Yeah.
And it's timed electronically. So at the end, you get a printout saying what your reaction time was. How long it took for you between the time the light turned green till you actually start moving forward.
Interesting.
Gives you your quarter mile time because you're I think it's broken down to 100-foot increments or something.
Like split times.
Yeah, like split. Yeah.
Well, you just blew my mind because
they do it here in English Town.
I was just going to say,
our local racetrack.
one of them. I was going to say, I know. I thought they did do it down here. I don't
I got looked at. I wonder if we just take our cars there. We should just do it. I mean, my car is stock. I haven't changed anything out of it. I'm way too old for that. How Mike? What's the 0 to 60 on that Saturn?
Hour and a half.
And wait, you have? Do you have one car or two cars now?
No, I'm down to one car.
Okay.
My car is my good car is gone. So now I'm down to a 1999
we should go, dude.
Plymouth Breeze. I'll be happy to take anybody on in it.
We should go just for fun. My car is not powerful. It's a 1.6 liter engine. It's got I think 115 horsepower, if that.
Okay.
I don't need any more just for the record. But my car is more for hauling stuff and gas mileage.
Sure, maybe we could borrow like one of the guys Prius. We got a couple guys who have Priuses. We could take that down there.
Whoa, can I borrow your car? Why? We're going to no reason.
Saying nothing. He's gonna be. We'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, we should. I wonder. Well, let's look that up.
0 to 60.
We should go do that one time. Like I'll pay for it. We should.
That would be
against each other just to see. I just want to see.
And that'll be it. It's
for fun.
Our 0 to 60 club.
Yeah,
we'll take the Prius
we
and
can
go.
make it competitive. Like we're revving our engines. Like me and my freaking Honda Fit.
Sure.
You and your what is that Plymouth Breeze?
But that's unfortunately.
And what was it Saturn? What's your model?
Saturn 2000? I don't know.
Is there a model
It was a pile of shit. Is that a model number?
It is not. I don't think they sold a lot of pile of shit models, but
yeah, no.
We should do that. Well, let me look that up, and I'll get back to you guys.
I hear it's hard to get parts for that specific pile of shit model because it's limited run.
Well, that and the pile of shit factory is out of commission.
Hey, listen, I think that I'm just happy to have a vehicle that gets me from point A to point B. The days of being vain, or any of my vanity, as you can tell by my personal appearance, are way, way, way behind me.
Okay, well, still.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying I won't go and have fun with and do this racing with you. I'm just saying that I just count myself fortunate to even be able to have a car at this point.
Oh, here we go. Every Wednesday. They have a thing called Race Your Ride. Unmuffled and muffled test and tune. Just $20 for street vehicles. Spectators only $10. So I guess you just go.
And wait, what's the sign up fee? Give me that again.
$20.
$20.
$20.
Huh. Hey, do you think that there's a lot of people taking side action down there?
Oh, sure.
Of course
right?
there is.
Gotta
Probably
be.
down in the toilets.
Right?
This is, and I don't know this terminology. It says plus NT grudge runs plus $500 to win Eliminator.
No,
it's a glory hole. You go there and you put $20.
Yeah, maybe we should find out what this means. I guess
before we commit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It looks like I guess it's once a month on the first Wednesday of every month. So get ready, guys.
Hey, listen.
Hey, Wednesday's New Comics Day, but I'll cover your shift, Mark. You go ahead.
Oh, thanks, man.
No, it doesn't. It goes from 4:30 to 10.
All right, then we'll go in the afternoon. We should all pitch in like $50
and
buy a piece of shit beater. And actually, we should find it.
Why do you have to buy it? You have one.
Whoa,
yeah, but I need it to get back and forth from home to work.
We can't.
So let's take $150 and let's find a. What we should do is find a like a Malachi Crunch. We should go to a
demolition derby.
Smash up derby.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, all right, so here we go. At Raceway Park, you can race your ride. Beginners are welcome to drag race their cars or motorcycles on our famous quarter-mile strip. On Wednesday and Friday nights, beginners are welcome to have the time of their lives for $20. A test and tune street.
Is it THYME? Have the time of your life. We'll make a nice broth with some clams.
And then there's a frequently asked questions. What if I just want to run my car down the track? Simply racing your car down the track for fun is referred to as test and tune or time trials. Blah blah blah.
How much it cost you?
It's $20.
20. You could do it. $20. $20 all over the place.
Yeah, upon entering the facility, go through gate 3, stay to the left. Yeah, let's do it. Is it? Oh wait. Oh, is it? We need helmets. Did anybody got helmets?
There's
Yeah, we got a few around
All
here.
racers in
There's
the state
the
of
Darth
Jersey
Vader helmet right up there. And,
Oh, there's that skull helmet. Can we do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, why not?
yeah. Now, I think Mike's got a really good idea, though. I think that we
Racers
should
running
get.
slower than 14 seconds may use a rental helmet. Dude, I don't. What's a quarter mile time on a 2010
no
Honda
idea.
Fit?
Wow.
I think we're
That
over
sounds
4.
like that's-
I have a feeling we're going to be over 14 seconds.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be funny if you just got the biggest piece of shit and you have all these nice cars down there and we go in there with a straight face and we're
Yeah.
just like, here we are. This is our ride.
It's a 1967 Chevelle.
Going like the Bluesmobile from the Blues Brothers.
See, that had balls.
That did
so.
have balls. Well, like you said, maybe we could get like a Citation or
A Chevette.
Chevette. You're right.
Let's get a
Would
Chevette.
be perfect. A Pinto.
So here are the metrics. You get a reaction time, which means how fast you when the green light goes from the time you actually start moving. 60 foot time, 330 feet, eighth of a mile, 1,000 feet, and quarter mile. Quarter mile time and quarter mile miles per hour. How fast you're going.
Wow.
This is cool. Totally worth $20.
That,
right.
well,
Hey, bring your Saturday.
that's a lot of work for $20.
Yeah, I gotta clean it out though. I gotta cut some weight on this thing because I don't need that. I don't need like extra weight.
Really, you're not going to try to borrow the hybrid Walt's
No,
hybrid?
man. I want to see how. I know, man. I'm taking my car, dude.
Okay.
Why would you take anybody else's car?
I don't know. I'm just saying that. All right, I got to go change the oil again. Here we go.
Get the hybrid, and we could put Jeff, myself, Johnson in it. We could weigh that thing down a
Yeah,
little
and
bit.
get him in the back.
Yeah, it's perfect. I was trying to figure out how to get him in there and see how if we scrape down the actual drag lane.
But it'd be really awesome if like all three of you just like sitting there talking and like yelling at Jeff. Drive faster! No, go to hell!
Should get those guys in here. Jeff's
can't
got
work the GPS.
Jeff's got a Toyota Matrix.
Yeah.
And Brian drives a Jaguar.
Yeah.
He's got V8. Though, in that.
He's got the fastest car
He
here.
does,
He's
yeah.
got V8, but he's got
He's Brian Johnson,
meaning.
meaning he probably drives depressed.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I've never. He's probably the one person that I've never driven in a car with out of this group. You guys have you
We've
been
with
in a
him, yeah.
car
We have.
with Brian
He's a good driver.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a good driver.
Excellent driver.
Oh.
Excellent driver. No, you got to
Excellent
stop
driver,
there
yeah.
safe.
Oh, I'm an excellent driver. I'm an excellent driver, Ray.
I'm just busting chops on poor
Ray.
Brian.
Walmart
man.
sucks. Raymond.
It does. Walmart
Raymond.
does suck.
All right. Well, let's plan on this. Let's
All right,
just
cool.
go. How far is English time? Oh wait, it's what, half an hour?
About a half an
hour.
hour from
Yeah,
here.
not far at all.
No, down by yeah, we can do that. And we can also go to Wall Stadium for the.
All right, this is gonna be fun,
So-
man. Have you seen any of the Fast and the Furious movies, Mike? Either of you?
No,
I have not.
I'm
no, but I
wondering-
watched Japanese. I watched Hong Kong movies. So
All right, I'm
I've
just
seen-
wondering if it'll live up to what the movies depict as a street race.
Probably not.
It's like hot chicks all around.
Oh, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
wearing-
it's going to be like that.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
No?
This is English Town. I'm thinking
It's like
maybe.
hot Asian chicks and
Yeah.
freaking
I'm thinking-
music bumping.
Totally. That's what I'm picturing. Like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
That's the-
boom.
yeah.
I'm thinking pineys out there who are like just waiting to see, decapitations and shit.
See if they run over anything for dinner.
Yeah. Hey, that armadillo's mine. Yeah.
I might text Q and see if he wants to get into this.
Cool. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? I think that Ming. I see it the way you do, though. I see like the hot women and the tunes.
Yeah, you know. I mean,
bumping and,
It'd be
like,
great,
You may
but
have not have seen the movie, but you know.
Oh, I got the vibe. I got
you're
the vibe.
thinking Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
yeah,
like
well.
I what I'm picturing is I pull up in my orange Honda Fit and I'm surrounded by like hot chicks.
Hot
Whoa,
chicks,
Whoa,
yeah.
like freaking the man is here.
Yeah, and like I picture like Ice Cube and like guys like that looking at you and being like, "Oh shit, man!"
Yeah, oh
Ming's-
shit, man!
yeah.
It's like
It's over.
Shit's going
It's-
down.
yeah,
man.
exactly.
And then Mike pulls up. You guys pull up in your cars, like,
And they're like, oh, crap, Mike's
And-
here.
And, you know,
God,
maybe,
we're gonna get smoked out. What the hell?
Smoked
you know,
out.
maybe,
I don't think
maybe you get a couple of lot lizards. You know, like.
I'll bring my bad gats.
Okay, I want to see if Q wants to get in on this.
Cool.
He seems to be engrossed. He's really into the world of street racing now.
I've noticed that.
Yes.
Over the past couple of days, he's been tweeting hard
Yeah.
about it. So
All right, okay, let's plan on that.
could
Well,
be
that's
fun.
because you like just follow everyone on Twitter.
I
Speaking of
follow
following-
almost no one.
Speaking of following us on Twitter, Ming Chen is at Ming Chen 37. MINGCHEN. Chia, like Chia. 37. I'm at Michael Zapsik.
Okay, right.
And Marc Costello is at Good Time Fella.
All right.
So yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's get the hell out of here. We got stuff to do and people to kill.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter.
All right, and I'm gonna, and there you go. And there you go.
What a smooth finish.
And that was
SModCo Internet Radio.
Hey, you know what? Listen, we were under the gun. That wasn't that bad. It was.
This has been a production of SModCo Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.
Thanks. Come on over.
Welcome.